My insane ghost story, and the rabbit hole I went down searching for a man, part 3. Hello and welcome back. This is the final part of my unhinged ghost story, so without further ado, let's get to it. I couldn't believe it. I found him, and he seemed perfectly all right, totally unbothered. He was at a table with 2 more people. Since he wasn't alone, I nodded at him, and he got up and approached me. We walked in silence, couple steps away, and then we stopped. My heart was pounding. I tried asking him some question, but I was so overwhelmed by emotions, the tears were running down my cheeks. My voice was shaking. I could barely get a word out. All I could say at that moment was, "What happened?" And then, "Why did you do this?" I was hoping that if it really is over, at least his answers will give me some sort of closure. No such luck. I did not get any answers. He barely even looked at me. He stood there cold, detached, and really angry about me contacting his family members, whose frantic phone calls he was now also ignoring. He blamed everything on me. He said that he got really mad when I asked him if he's coming back, and this is why he ghosted me, because it sounded like I'm more important than his nephew's life. Obviously, that made 0 sense. At that moment, he already made up his mind about leaving me. He booked that hotel, and his nephew was not in any accident. Again, who the hell lies about stuff like that? So I started calling him out on his lies. He was really taken aback at first, but then he quickly started making up new ones that made even less sense. The conversation was going nowhere fast, and then he just cut it and walked away. I was defeated and humiliated. What a train wreck. What did I do to deserve that? I was in so much pain over a guy I didn't even like that much to begin with. If it wasn't for him pursuing me over a period of several years, showing up right as my last relationship ended, asking me out all the time, love bombing me, we would never be a thing. I didn't like his personality that much. He never once made me laugh. The conversations were not easy. They always felt dull and forced. And all he talked about now were food, diet, and exercise. He was tall, but not handsome, looked old, and was divorced. And his breath. I remember it was not great in June, but then by August it just got horrific. It was almost lethal. It made no sense that he would be the one dumping me, and in such cruel manner. The bruised ego made the suffering so bad that couple days later I texted him again, asking to meet again, and again, no reply. Then months later, I called his Dubai mobile. The minute he realized it was me, he hung up. I truly hit rock bottom. A year later, I finally went to a therapist. I told her the full story. I still couldn't deal with and made sense of what happened. I still couldn't find peace. It bothered me that he hurt me so much and never apologized or expressed any remorse. And it was driving me crazy that I didn't know why. I tried so hard to understand, to make sense of it. Now, years later, I see things in very different light. I see so many lessons that this garbage man has given me. For instance, never expect another person to be your savior, your getaway car that will just save you from you, your pathetic life and circumstances you created. That is your job to do, yours and no one else. And my life was pathetic. I got dumped by my fat-shaming ex, and instead of healing from that abuse, I went for a quick fix. Someone to swiftly step in, take his place, and marry me. I'm ashamed to admit, but with the way things were going, I really thought Mr. Fatty would propose by the end of that year. My career was also in shambles. The contract ended in June, but instead of applying for a position in one of many corporations hiring in my city, I put my life on hold. I waited in my tower for the night to come and take me to Dubai, take care of me, maybe get me a job through one of his many connections. Of course that didn't happen. That is not how life works. What would be the lesson in that? I needed to rebuild my life myself, get a job, save some money, maybe get another degree, heal, basically reinvent myself. And reinventing oneself is not an easy, quick thing to do. It takes focus, sacrifices, hard work, and time. This story is so batshit crazy that when I look back on it, I'm in disbelief that it actually happened to me. I now have a healthy distance, and I no longer wonder or care what happened. It's obvious that Mr. Fatty is a piece of shit person, possibly a sociopath, but he was also right to dump me. I never really liked him to begin with. I only liked kissing him, and only before his breath became lethal. It's the way that he went about leaving me that was beyond cruel. What helped me the most in moving on was something my best friend said. She told me, "You need to realize that not everyone is like you and me. There are people out there who don't care if they hurt others, who don't consider the consequences of their actions. They're simply not good people, and it sounds like Mr. Fatty is one of them." So, if you find yourself in a situation where someone you liked suddenly disappears, don't look for him. Don't try to run into him in places he might be. Let it go. I know it's easier said than done, but men who act this way, who ghost you, really don't care that they hurt your feelings or caused you distress. And so you should not expect them to give you closure. Closure is something you need to give yourself. Decide it didn't work out for good reasons and don't dwell on what those reasons might be. Do not, under any circumstances, question yourself. From my experience, a lot of ghosting happened because I wouldn't sleep with the guy on the second or third date. It would be extremely naive to assume that had I given it up on date number 3, I'd be happily married to one of them now. They would have ghosted me anyway. The only acceptable excuses from a man who doesn't call or text: 1. He's in coma in a hospital somewhere. 2. He's in prison. You sure you want to get involved with a criminal? 3. He's dead. The sooner you let go, the better for you. If he ghosted you, that means something wasn't working. He was not your match, and most importantly, there is no reason to dwell on it or blame yourself. He, the ghost, is the problem. An adult man should know better than to vanish without saying a word and act like the relationship never existed. If you have been on couple dates, become physical or even intimate with each other, at the bare minimum, you deserve to get a goodbye text, which is actually my preferred form of breaking up a new relationship. You earned the right to get a farewell card, and he is a coward for not giving you that courtesy. I hope that this video inspired you to make better choices in your own life. Please like and subscribe to support the channel.